This week's podcast brought to you by the Beefy Boys, three cool dudes hanging out talking about music, video games, and sports, and anything else that hits our fancy.
Check them out at www.beefyboys.com or on Apple Podcasts and Spotify. Yeah. If you love their logo, you can buy their merch, www.cafepress.com/beefyboysmerch1.
And oh, baby, you know you're going to find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Find us on Twitter at Beefy_Boys, and you can find us on Instagram at Official Beefy Boys, because it is official. Make us blue check marked, keep following us, and you can find us on Facebook at the Beefy Boys. Ladies and gentlemen, it's Beefy.
What up, knuckleheads? Welcome to episode 78, I want to say, of the Beefy Boys Bud Club. I can't keep track. There's too many episodes.
Damn, it's been that many?
I know. It's been over a year. I'm Joe, and I'm joined here with Vito.
What up?
And special guest, number one Superfan / my brother-in-law, Tim Mahoney.
Yo, derp.
Unfortunately, we can't get pour one out for Christian, a.k.a. Tim's number one Superfan, because we couldn't get him on this episode. He's busy doing some construction out in his shed, but yeah, that's too bad. He's going to miss the Tim special, I guess.
So we're just going to talk shit about him for an hour, right?
Well, yeah, he's not going to listen to this. I mean...
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Who knows? Maybe he will. Maybe he will. Oh, man, the NFL draft was on Thursday even. Okay, I know neither of you care about football, but this story is funny. They did the NFL draft over Zoom because, quarantine. And one of the coaches, when they went to him to make his pick or whatever, the way his camera was facing, it was hitting a glass cabinet. And in the reflection of the glass cabinet, you could see someone taking a shit with the door open. Now, they claim he wasn't taking a shit. It was just an awkward reflection. But it pretty clearly looks like somebody taking a shit.
Who poops with the door open? That's gross.
12-year-old boys, apparently. Yeah. Who does poop with the door open? That's like the best part of being home alone. When the wife has to go run an errand, you're like, I can poop with the door open? Okay.
Yeah, I guess. I don't know. I don't see the appeal, but yeah. I mean, sometimes if I close it, the cat bangs on the door like and meows.
Oh, yes. Sir Reginald. I looked into getting a cat yesterday, but all the cat adoption places aren't adopting cats right now. They don't, because you can't meet them because it needs to be supervised. So,
oh, jeez,
that's lame. We could get a dog, I guess.
Yeah, get a dog. They're better anyway.
No, disagree. Vito, you have a cat and a dog, don't you? Where do you stand on this great debate?
The cats.
Really?
Yeah.
I read something like not too long ago that said that it was like a meme, but it was like, you know how you know that dogs are better than cats because every time somebody thinks they have a great cat, they're like, "Oh, look at my cat. He acts just like a dog." Yeah. Nobody says, "Oh, my dog acts just like a cat. He's awesome." Because cats.
I've known dogs like that. Like my mom dated a guy who had a Dalmatian that thought it was a cat. It would like sit on the windowsill. Like, you're way too big a dog to sit on the windowsill. Yeah.
Jeez.
We need a cat at some point. So as I was saying this earlier, I got the Platinum Trophy in Final Fantasy VII Remake. I think it's my favorite game of the year so far. Yeah.
What's the Platinum Trophy? What does that mean?
Oh, that's the equivalent to 1,000 achievement points on Xbox. It means you are getting all the Steam achievements. It means I did literally everything. I had to play all the way through it 3 times because I missed a side, like a collectible somewhere, and I had to redo it. But I did it. And now I'm like, what the hell should I play? So I open it to you two. What game should I play next?
14.
Yeah, maybe. I thought about it yesterday, but then it's project week for my students, so I promised them I'd come online yet on Saturday and help them out. But
Bummer.
yeah,
Like
so I was
final
doing
projects
that
or what?
So it's group project 2. We have 3, so it's the middle project.
Midterm project, sort of.
It's their first full stack project though, so they're very much freaking out. But the server isn't connecting to this client. I'm like, okay, deep breath. Let's break it down. Break it down. Please give me. I've started demanding they give me actual bug reports instead of like something's wrong when I do this, this, and this. That does this. I'm like, is that what it's supposed to do? What? Of course not. Like, how would I know that? I didn't design this thing. Yeah. So break it down. Tell me what you expect to happen and what is happening, and then we can go from there. Okay.
That's funny.
So what else is new? Tim, how's life in Jersey?
It's all right. It's not bad. The weather's been a little wacky lately, but
Yeah.
like yesterday was nice. Today it's all rainy. A few days ago it was pretty cold. I think last weekend, like Kay and Bill got snow, and that's only like
What?
I don't know, 20 minutes away. Yeah,
That's crazy.
yeah, just like flurries. Yeah, weird, right?
That's crazy. Have you been working? Do you have to go to work?
Yeah. Probably not as much as I should. Like I'm supposed to. I set my schedule to get on at 8:00, but I don't know what it is. I guess it's the COVID and the quarantine. Sometimes I just don't wake up. Like I've always been an early riser, and lately I'll wake up at like 10, sometimes 11. There was one day I slept till like noon or 1.
Well, when you don't have any obligations, your body actually acclimates to when it wants to wake up rather than when it's forced to wake up.
Well, there's that too. Yeah, and they've done studies where like if you put a human in a dark room with only artificial lights and like no clocks or whatever, they default to like a 26-hour circadian rhythm, which is like just annoying enough to throw you off. So.
Yeah, like I know everybody's been talking about insomnia and stuff. I don't really have insomnia, but I guess I have what is it, narcolepsy?
No, the opposite. They just fall asleep randomly.
Yeah, the opposite. It's weird.
That's funny.
But like work, I'm not terribly concerned with it because like it's the end of the semester, so I'm trying to focus on getting schoolwork done, projects done, shit like that. Bring up grades.
So are you guys completely remote too?
Yeah.
For how long?
Indefinitely. Yeah, it's indefinitely. So all the summer classes they've already said are definitely online.
Damn.
But then for the fall, it just opened up this past Monday to register for classes, and it's back to normal, it looks like. But I don't know that it'll be ready by September, you know?
Yeah. I haven't gotten any official word, but the belief is that my next class will be online as well. So I miss my classroom.
Do you? So it was a nice place?
I mean, there's just something about working from home where your brain loses that distinction between being at home and being at work. So it's like I somehow work harder and yet sleep more. It doesn't make sense. Like, I'm working more hours.
Harder. It's like
Go ahead.
Guilt almost. I'm not sure what the feeling is, but being overly concerned.
Yeah. It's, I don't know. It's like, oh, well, I don't really have an excuse. Like, I don't have to go catch a bus, so I guess I could just keep doing this. But I'm like, well, but I don't want to. Like, it's 8 p.m. Like, I'm going to go to bed or go do stuff, you know?
Go to bed at 8 p.m.?
Not go to bed. Go to the bedroom. Not necessarily go to bed. Although I do eat dinner at 3 p.m. like a 100-year-old man, but...
Damn, early bird special.
Let me tell you about intermittent fasting, Tim, okay? Just don't eat anything and then eat one meal at 3 p.m. You have so much more energy throughout the day.
I've been getting fatter by the second since quarantine.
Yeah.
It's like boredom snacking, you know?
Yes, yep. I know exactly what you mean.
And I expect everybody is like that, but like Joe, your mom and apparently your sister Jess have both lost like 30 to 40 pounds.
What?
And I'm just like, how? Yeah, how is it possible? That makes no sense.
Because they can't go to Friendly's for just dessert after going to Applebee's for appetizers and TGA Fridays for dinner.
Yeah,
that's a
true.
real thing that they do. I'm not making that up.
I know. They believe dessert should go with every meal.
We've done that, yeah. But sometimes at a different restaurant.
Yeah. I guess when you're stuck inside and you're like, well, shit, what do we have to eat to snack on? Spinach, broccoli. Well, fuck it, I guess I'll starve. You know.
I haven't worn real pants. I can wear my pajamas to work now because no one can see me from the waist down.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, it's awesome. / terrifying. I hope my jeans still fit. We'll see. We'll see.
I've been using sick time to get out of work.
Still? How much do you have booked, man?
I have 80 hours and I'm part-time, so that's 4 weeks.
Damn.
Oh, nice.
Living the dream.
Is that, wait, are you at the MedMart?
Yeah.
Oh, man, and they're open? That must suck.
Yeah. It did.
But what's the, like, no one's shopping at the deli, and all the counters are closed, right? So what do they even have you doing? I guess you have
It actually started getting busier, too, but we would help out with bagging, and we'd also hand pack flour and, like, baking soda and stuff, because we could only get it in, like, super bulk instead of, like, stuff that they can put on the shelves.
Damn. That's so weird.
You're just like breaking it down and bagging it up for people, like
yeah,
cocaine factory.
Basically, yeah.
Wearing masks too, like they're in a cocaine factory.
Yeah, they make you work naked, right? So you don't steal it.
Last time I was there, they didn't make us wear the masks. They put them there if you want them.
I have also noticed because there's no way around. Like I've tried to get groceries delivered, but like. There's no time slots, so I'm like, all right, I gotta go to the store.
So you were going robot for a minute. What were you saying?
Oh, yeah. We have to still go to the grocery store because every time I try and get them delivered, there's no available delivery slots. Like, it's crazy.
You should use the Kroger app. We've been getting same-day deliveries.
Really?
Oh, nice.
Interesting. Yeah, but then Ara can't get our Monopoly tickets if we don't go to Safeway.
Well, do you want food or do you want Monopoly tickets?
Yeah.
Oh. Anyway, we've noticed the cashiers working at Safeway right now are somehow the quality has gone down, and it was already not great. Like they're getting dumber.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people will, like Vito had sick time. They're like, I'm not putting up with this.
Yeah, that's what I said. I'm like, I think these are all, like, think about the type of person who's going to take a job at the grocery store right now, like a new cashier.
Yeah, I'm picturing, like, Cricket from It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
Yeah, there was some big drama with Instacart shopper.
Sorry?
There was some big drama with the Instacart shoppers at MetMart for a while.
Yeah. Is it still ongoing?
There was like, I don't know, but because I'm not there, but there's like 1,000 new ones, and they're all running around, not with their heads cut off, trying to show their phones in people's faces, trying to find out what's stuff.
Oh.
Well, yeah, because you get timed, and like, I was an Instacart shopper for a hot minute, and like, it's all about, like, if you don't know the store, you're gonna get screwed because like. They time you, and it's like it should only take you this long. Why did it take you more than that? Like because I got lost, man. Like supermarkets are confusing. Didn't the Clash write a song about this? Lost in the supermarket.
Lost in the supermarket, yeah. Yeah, it's weird.
Musical reference of the week.
Because there's no what do you call it? There's no like uniform setup. Like if I go to, ShopRite in Piscataway and then go to ShopRite in like Hamilton, they're totally set up different.
Yeah. And sometimes they don't even have the same stuff. Like
right.
I go to this Safeway to get this flavor of LaCroix, but if I want the seltzers I like, I have to go to that Safeway. Like, ugh, get out of here. Get out of here.
Yeah, I did Instacart shopping for a little bit. That was fun, actually. Actually, I did Shipped, I think it was.
It's not terrible, although when I
No.
did it, like the one thing about doing it like in Seattle that sucked is like there's nowhere to park, especially not for
Yeah.
free. So like, and I'm not ever gonna double park. I'm terrified of getting a parking ticket or sideswiped or something. And also like, I had a lot of like, fifth story walk up. I'm like, fuck you. Why did you order 100 pounds of groceries to your fifth story walk up? Like, I'm a human being. Like, I can't carry all this. Although I did find out because one time I forgot to deliver, I think it was paper towels. And so, like, I got dinged in the app, but it never came back to me. So, okay, I got free paper towels. So, okay.
All right, that's not bad.
Yeah. Well, this could be a scam, I suppose. The other annoying part about it was, like, they would send me all over the city, which, you know, like, I'm sure they have limits of, like, 10, 15 miles or whatever, but, like, that's the entire city of Seattle. So I would invariably start in my neighborhood and then end up in like Rainier Park or whatever it's called, or Rainier Beach in South Seattle and places I literally never go, like outside the city limits by the end of it. I'm like, how did I get all the way down here? So north.
I like doing it because Shipped always sent me to Target, and there's like 4 Targets within a 20-minute drive from where we live. So it was really convenient.
Oh, shit.
But I did it thinking that, like, okay, I'll do this for some easy cash, and then when I don't have deliveries, I'll just sit at home and do homework. But I would do a delivery, and then I would come home, and, like, as soon as I got in the door, it would set me up for another delivery.
Yeah.
So I never had time. It was just like, why didn't you just keep me on the road, you know?
Yeah.
Hello, cons.
Yo.
Holy cow.
Look who's here.
Wow. Too many Shirley Temples last night?
Got some housework to do today.
Word.
Yeah, putting in a window. We got to cut that hole out, put that window in, put some drywall up. Some real sexy stuff, you know.
Totally.
Sounds like a good time, yeah.
The perfect way to spend my Sunday right before I go back to work.
Yeah, how's work for you? Are people still coming to the bank?
You better believe it.
Oh, my God.
Really? Like,
Oh, yeah.
the bank is fully open, not just drive-through?
We have our drive-through, but our lobby's open for appointments, but people don't really make appointments for it. They just kind of show up, and then they say that they need to go in.
Yeah, I don't think any of the banks in our area are open, other than, you know, ATM and drive-through.
Yeah, there are a few that are closed around, but other than that, I think everybody's just about business as usual.
That's so
I haven't
weird
heard
to me.
Vito's voice since I joined on.
No, I said something in the beginning.
He's here.
He's deep in the Final Fantasy, I think.
Yeah, I can hear him clicking over there.
What do you mean?
Or someone's clicks are definitely coming through.
Well, they're not mine because I'm push to talk.
Oh,
Oh,
fancy.
maybe Tim's on Final Fantasy.
Yeah.
He's just clicking.
Spotify when he logged in.
He's
according
just
to Discord.
clicking away.
Yeah, I'm on my, like, weeaboo character wielding my chocobo.
You don't wield a chocobo. You ride a chocobo. It's a big chicken.
Wield chocobo.
That'd be funny. if you
I have a important question for the group. How do you spell weeaboo?
Weeabo.
Yeah, I
Really?
think that's right.
Wouldn't
Yeah.
have 2 O's?
No.
No.
Weeabo? Okay.
No, it's two O's, I think.
Oh, yeah? I don't even know that it's a real word.
It's a
I don't
real
even-
word. I mean, okay. Yeah, that's how I would spell it. I almost called you Jorah, Vito. Giving away secrets up in here.
Oh yeah, I think
That's my Final Fantasy character.
Yeah, I know.
I think that is how you spell it. I think BOO is it. I think that's right. I
Interesting.
usually just go with the classic weeb.
Yeah, weeb for sure.
Oh man.
Yeah, man, we were fucking playing late last night. We went until like 2:30 in the morning.
Why?
Night shift, man.
Who's working?
Call of Duty night shift.
Oh jeez. Oh jeez.
Yeah, we were up late as fuck. The we haven't had a we haven't had like a good day on Warzone for like the last week. And so finally yesterday we actually had like decent games and decent strategy, so we played for fucking ever. We took full on advantage of it. We just played during the week, and all week long we were getting hit by fucking Chinese aimbots and all that other bullshit, so we were just getting fed up with it. But yesterday was good. Yesterday was really good. Got another win in. Sexy, man.
I played Cards Against Humanity with the free company for like 4 hours.
How?
Online.
Is it like an online portal, or did you just like?
There's a website.
Oh, okay. Interesting. We've been playing a lot of Jackbox with my sisters.
Yeah, Jackbox is fun.
We play it over Zoom.
That shit's legit.
Google Hangouts.
Tim, you hopping on that Jackbox? You on that Jackbox?
Jackbox? I don't know what that is.
Or I guess you weren't there. It's a video game where you like connect your phone and everybody. So yeah, it's hard to explain. But, Jessica and Renee and Tim or Finn rather
It's
were all
like
playing
a
the other
game
day.
show with your friends.
Yeah, it's like a game show with your friends. There you go. But you use your phone as your controller. So like the idea being everyone plays on their phone, and then the TV screen is like the host or whatever. So we just live stream the TV screen.
Hell yeah, bro. Check this out. Look what I just found in this drawer.
Oh boy.
The Mummy in Blu-ray. Brendan Fraser's
the original. Oh,
Brendan Fraser's The Mummy.
Not Tom Cruise's The Mummy.
I haven't partook in Tom Cruise's The Mummy, but
that was supposed to be the launching point for the
looks like
universe
for the Monsters universe.
Cinematic universe.
I'm sure that went so well. God, what a dumpster fire, man.
Do you got any questions for Tim, Christian?
I don't know. I can't think of any questions. I feel like Tim and I are internet best buds.
Sabbatical.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. Internet's a good place to meet friends.
Is it?
Yeah.
Scary friends, maybe.
Yeah.
As long as none of those friends are
I have a lot of good internet friends.
as long as none of those friends are visiting Chris Hansen, I think we'll be all right.
Is that show still on? Didn't they have to throw out all those convictions because it was entrapment every time?
I think he was. I think they did. He went to Crime Watch. I think that's where he went.
Okay.
And so they did longer episodes, and the busts were more like they were more in depth. They weren't just like a quick skit of somebody getting busted. It was like a in-depth conversation, one-on-one conversation with Chris Hansen.
I always mixed him up. What's the guy who is the host of The Bachelor? Chris Harrison.
I don't know. I don't watch The
I
Bachelor.
thought you were going to say, what was the guy on the other show who got stabbed on a boat?
What? Oh, on Cheaters?
The Cheaters?
Yeah, Cheaters. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. They were like on a boat. I remember they were on like a little fishing boat or something, like a V-hole.
I
And
forget
the
what that
guy
guy's name was.
stabbed him.
It was Joey something or something.
Oh, Greco, right?
Oh yeah,
Joey
Joey
Greco, Johnny
or
Greco, something like that. Yeah.
Could you imagine you're like out on a boat, just cheating away, doing your thing, and then the fucking cheaters crew just kind of parachutes in? They just got a cameraman parachuting in. It's like they're dropping back in from the fucking gulag.
Do you know how incredibly difficult it would be to land a parachute on a boat?
Oh my god, that would suck.
Like, it would be impossible.
I don't know. I think Pierce Brosnan's 007 was able to pull it off. I think, if I'm correct, I can't remember.
That's my wife's heartthrob.
Oh,
Yeah, she loves Pierce Brosnan. She's sleeping now in the chair, but she loves Pierce Brosnan.
Who, my sister?
You're in the background? Yeah. Can you see my screen? She's in the background sleeping in the recliner.
Zoom you in. I'm a dork. Did she get her turnips this morning?
I don't know. She was definitely playing before, so I would say probably.
Big new update. There's you can buy art now, but some of it's counterfeit, so you got to know your art history.
Right.
Google it.
That's weird, but kind of cool. Yeah, or just Google it. Yeah.
Christian, did you watch the draft at all? We were talking about Poopgate earlier.
yeah. I watched it. I saw the Tennessee pick with that dude taking a shit.
Yeah.
That was awesome. That was hilarious.
Were you talking
What's
about
the plan
boats?
for the
'Cause
NFL anyway?
I don't know, man.
For
the
what?
Delusion.
Oh, for
is
the
plan
NFL?
for the
Yeah.
NFL. Delusion.
So they do the draft, right? Does that mean contracts are involved? Like, we draft this guy, so here's a contract. There
Yeah.
you go. Or
Yeah, they get they get a rookie contract, but they can. So the rookies have to go through their mandatory training camp, and then the Seahawks can pick, or whichever team can pick what rookies they want to keep on board, or they could trade. They could trade them. They can sign them to contracts for their rookie contracts, which would be about like 4 years, and they'll go from there. So, but I think the number one pick, or the pick that goes in the first round or the second on the team,
But if there's no season, due to COVID, then what? Are these players still going to get paid, or
they'll
don't know
yeah
if they have
they'll
games
they'll
to
get
play.
they'll get paid. They'll get paid. The NFL definitely has a stockpile reserved, like a
they got their
like
own
a
Ford
pandemic. Yeah, they've got enough money to go around because, I mean, if you think about how much money they probably generated in ad revenue just for the draft itself, it's probably enough to fund the whole fucking season. So it's just kind of like how much money did those guys make? It's crazy, man. Like,
Well, did you see Jerry Jones drafting from his $250 million yacht? Yeah.
that's awesome. That was
That's
awesome.
pretty sweet.
And the Cowboys had a great draft, man. They killed the draft. Not a Cowboys fan, but their picks were insane. I don't know how they were able to get who they got.
I was showing Aura. I saw this article of some they kept cutting because it was at everybody's house. So here are some highlights of ridiculous college football houses. One guy had a wall which was a picture of himself winning a game, so like 10 feet tall, bathed in Gatorade. Another guy, a coach, had a national championship trophy that the school he worked for won when he was 12 years old. Like, why do you have that? You had nothing to do with that. He also had 3 Heismans that his players said won. Like, why do you have those?
What? Yeah.
Yeah, that's a weird thing to have. Like a weird accolade. All trophies that aren't yours.
Look it's Lincoln Riley. Look at the Lincoln Riley photo, man.
Oh, okay.
Why do you have the Oklahoma national championship from 2000 when you were 12? Like,
Was there like any pranks or hijinks during the call? I know you said it was all through Zoom and they're all like full of security holes and everything.
There was that I can't describe the meme without getting into the graphics of it, but the Jets, when the Jets were up to draft, they put up that meme of that. They put up the fucking picture of the black dude with the huge dick. They put it up on the screen, and he was up for the whole draft pick.
That's pretty funny.
Oh man,
That was pretty great. It was pretty funny. And Roger Goodell was like wasted the entire draft. The guy couldn't even finish his sentences or couldn't even read his cards the right way.
Get drunk.
It was weird, man. He was very robotical.
Did you notice?
He did. He did change his outfit.
What are you doing?
He was very robotical, but he was also extremely hammered. So it was like
you need to hire a host for that thing, man. Roger Goodell is not good. He's a robot. Right?
Yeah, it was pretty bad.
Get somebody else. But as far as what they're gonna do, who knows, man? I think they're gonna try and do what the NBA is going to try and do, where they just like lock down an arena in Las Vegas and just have all the teams play there. But there's just too many people on a football team for that to work. I mean,
yeah, I don't think that's the way to do it. I read last week that they were going to test all the players and staff, so they're going to get tests out.
It's too many effing people.
They can afford it.
Yeah, I'm sure they can afford it. Just all those people coming in contact with other people.
Like, how many people do you walk by every day? That's the thing that drives me nuts about this whole thing. It's like, oh, just test everyone and then you'll be fine. I'm like, okay, but like strangers walk past you every day. Like, there's no way around it. Like, now you live in a big city.
1 in 100.
Yeah.
So you definitely see 100 people in a day on any given day.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But
so I guess they would do like a fanless stadium, just empty stadiums they would play for.
It'll most likely start that way. I think that preseason will go with no audience at all, or they'll just cancel the preseason and they'll just wait until regular season to kick off, and they'll have maybe a couple weeks with no fans, which would be really weird. But I think that might be the way to do it if they want to keep it. If they actually want to have a season, they'll have to probably do it with no audience.
Well, I'm sure
going to see, I'm 100% sure they
does that give you any hope for the XFL then?
Dead.
It's dead. They're dead before they even started, right?
Well, the XFL is up for sale, and there's a few different people who are interested in buying it. So it's maybe not over yet. If it doesn't get bought by July, I have to say it has to get bought in the summertime at some point. So July or August. If it doesn't get bought anytime within that time, I think the XFL is toast. But if they buy it with time to have, OTAs, and they have time to do their draft and they have time to do all that, then the XFL could stick around.
A lot of contingencies, man.
It's a lot of work for like somebody to just buy it and be like, okay, we're back at it.
Yeah, there's much hope for anybody spending a ton of money this summer.
Yeah. There was a lot of players that went from the XFL to the NFL, so it's pretty exciting. And then yesterday, Carolina Panthers signed this kid he played for St. Louis in the XFL, but he went to college for 2 years and got expelled because he couldn't maintain his grades. I think he kept falling where he was ineligible to play, and then eventually he just kind of fell out of eligibility to be in the college. So he left, and then I believe his mom got cancer right after he left college, so he went and signed with the XFL. He got paid from the XFL about $500,000, took care of his mom, played some of the season, balled out like crazy. He was a baller. And then he just got drafted yesterday. So he was eligible for the NFL draft. He went into the draft, and he got picked by Carolina. It's pretty cool. I like the story.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, I think the kid deserves it. I think that, took care of his mama. Now he gets to go in, play some ball and take care of himself. start living his own life, which is going to be exciting for him. But that was my favorite part about the XFL was, granted, there wasn't like NFL necessarily so much NFL talent on every roster, but there were some good stories and there were some good players there. So it's exciting. Should be fun.
Yeah, it was like a stepping stone to get into the NFL.
I mean, that is something that they need.
A way for like ex-NFL players to still play, kind of thing. Like, what the heck's his name? The with the K, kneeled protest. I can't think of his name.
Oh, Kaepernick.
Yeah. Like he could have. Well, I don't think he wanted to, right? But he could have done XFL pretty easy, I think.
They were looking to sign him. There were a few teams that reached out to him. He unfortunately wanted like a couple million to play for the team, and it's like, hey man, we have a budget of like a couple million for our whole fucking roster. It's like we can't pay that. I think like if it were to be further down the line, so like maybe 5 years into the XFL life, then they could start paying players like Colin Kaepernick who have that kind of same situation where they fall out of the league but they still want to play football. I think that if there was a lifeline in the XFL, they would be able to sign somebody with NFL talent like that to a $2 million or $3 million, but just first season, inaugural season, it was just impossible. So I can't do it. Yeah. But I do like that the XFL paid everybody's salary for the year, and they paid everybody's medical expenses, anybody that got hurt, so they took care of them. So it wasn't a total disaster at the end there, which was, thank God. Thank God it didn't go out like that.
That was Vince McMahon, right?
What's that?
Vince McMahon, wasn't he the owner of the XFL?
Yeah, he was. Yeah,
I'm surprised he did that. He doesn't really. Seems more like a shrewd businessman after watching like WWF stories. Like Roddy Piper, who's like died basically because he had no health insurance and couldn't afford it, kind of thing.
Yep. And what do you guys think about? Speaking of wrestling, what do you think about Gronkowski coming out of retirement, going and joining Tom Brady?
He's cooked, man. He's done. He's had like 50 concussions.
I think he's done.
He wasn't.
I think he's done.
He was, man.
I think he's unfortunate. I mean, I hate players, but I think he's going to go out there. I think he's going to get walloped, and he's going to get hurt and out for the season.
OJ Howard's a good tight end. So is Cam Brate. Like, what are you
Cam Brate, yeah.
I thought he was going to be like a talk show host, like with Kelly Ripa or something.
He's a current WWE champion.
He is.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. So good, good for him.
Yeah.
But I don't know. I find that crazy. He's in the WWE, but he's so small. He lost so much mass.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy, and he can't play football without his robotic elbow, which is what I find crazy that he can do wrestling with it. Because if he bends that elbow the wrong way, or it kind of gets a little wonky, they're gonna have to cut his fucking arm off. So it's kind of crazy that he can actually he can wrestle without that robotic elbow of his. So I hope that I hope his health doesn't come in the way of his season. I hope he has a good season since he is coming back. But
apparently,
I just don't see it lasting very.
The WWE title he has is called the 24/7 title, which the conceit of this title is that anyone can challenge it for you at any time. You can be called, like literally any time. So the WWE tweeted, "Remember, Gronkowski, you're the current 24/7 champion, which means someone can challenge you at any time. Like, say, right after you scored a touchdown, for example." Just saying.
Oh, boy. Oh, boy.
I would love to see Gronkowski scores a touchdown for the Buccaneers, and then fucking John Cena busts out of the crowd and they start wrestling in the end zone.
That would be rad. That would be sweet.
They would never. The Goodell bot would never let that happen. The NFL.
Could you imagine if they had a merger, like a merger episode like that of the NFL? Gronkowski gets choke slammed into the Gatorade table. That'd be so sweet. It's exciting, man. The draft was exciting. I like the defensive picks for the Seahawks.
I thought you hated it.
Me?
First round
No,
pick.
I didn't.
Yeah.
No, I loved the first round pick. I think it was a great pick. Natural born leader, somebody that plays with a chip on his shoulder, somebody who has he's got like a linebacker attitude, which is what you really want for that defense. The Seahawks really need to get that swagger back on defense that they had back in 2012 when they added players like Bruce Irvin, who came in and who were kind of aggressive and kind of mean and just kind of intimidated other teams. And they were never necessarily they were never dirty players like Ndamukong Suh, where their one big tactic is their fear tactic is like stomping your leg on the ground or something like that. But it was more like Bruce Irvin's eyes couldn't quite get straight. So it was like you have somebody looking at you, wonky eyes, and he's telling you that he's going to crush it. It's pretty scary. Some scary shit. He's got those crazy eyes. I think that's some scary shit. Somebody who's looking at the quarterback and looking at the sideline at the same time. Pretty crazy.
That would be spooky.
Bruce Irvin's back, which is freaking awesome. We got Greg Olsen now on the tight ends. The Seahawks have
I thought he retired.
No, he didn't retire. He just went into broadcasting for the XFL. Then they signed him, and then a week after they signed him, the XFL got canceled. So, but yeah, he's here now, so he's going to teach a lot of these young guys, the veteran mentality. I think that the Seahawks are a really young team, and so bringing in veterans is a good idea. Kind of just round them out and get them ready to go. And so we'll see. DK is going to be on his second season, so it'll be interesting. I'm excited. But that's football.
Speaking of Seattle, what happened to your guys' bridge? What like
the West
East?
Seattle
the West Seattle Bridge?
Yeah. What? There was like a crack in it, and then the whole thing's starting to fall apart.
Yeah.
And it's apparently like an integral part of Seattle. Like you can't travel anywhere without it, kind of thing.
Imminent catastrophic failure. Yeah, that's what they said. That's just to get to West Seattle, though. So just don't go to West Seattle, and you're fine.
You can get out of West Seattle, but you have to go through South Seattle out of West Seattle. So you have to.
It's a peninsula, so you have to go around, and there's no major thoroughfares either. It's all like residential streets because it was that bridge.
And so underneath the bridge, they have a street there, a roadway that goes right to downtown, but it's only open for transit and for like emergency response teams. Yeah. So anybody that was taking that to work was getting pulled over, and they had there were so many pictures of cops pulling over 6 cars at one time because people were just kind of driving on there. Yeah, definitely. They're making their money to fix that bridge. So, I mean, so it was more like our bridge has a crack in it, and we're gonna have to shut it down and fix it for maybe, I don't know, 6 months or something. We're gonna fix this little part of the bridge, and then now it's 3 years. The bridge isn't supposed to be open. It's
Well, yeah, because they inspected the crack, and they're like, this thing is about to fall apart. Literally.
Aren't these bridges supposed to last fucking 10 years, or not 10 years, sorry, 80 years and stuff like that? It's God.
Yeah, I'd say so.
But, I mean, it's crazy how, when you actually saw the damage to it, it's crazy how that bridge never collapsed.
Yeah.
It was only it was literally a matter of time until that bridge collapsed.
Which would be
and
terrible.
if that bridge collapsed, that would be so bad.
Right. It was a lot of people commuting on it on a daily basis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. There's how many? I can't remember the exact how many people would commute on that bridge in the morning, but it would have been so ugly. There was traffic on the bridge 24 hours a day.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like at no matter what point in time, that bridge was packed. So it was like, oh shit, let's shut her down. Oh my god, fucking tired.
It's 11 a.m.
It's 2 o'clock.
What time do you leave for work in the morning, by the way, on like a weekday?
Me?
Yeah.
Like 8:15. I start at 8:30, but since there's no traffic, I get to work in like 5 minutes.
Where is the branch? Is it downtown?
No. I'm in the Northgate area.
I heard downtown.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Spooky.
Downtown is spooky. I've seen photos, boarded up buildings and stuff like that.
Damn.
It's like I Am Legend.
Christ.
Man, I'm just excited for this Thursday. I get to leave town for a couple of days. I'm excited to head out.
Still doing
Going to my mom's husband's vacation house. Just taking a few days and not really recuperating, but it's in a place called Crescent Bar in Eastern Washington. It's like on the Columbia River. So we can fish. There's a golf course there. It's a small little area. But I'm excited. It should be fun.
You go fishing fairly often, Christian? Or
I don't go fishing fairly often. I will go fishing if the opportunity is there. But I haven't ever had like the opportunity to like really fish. It's always like the only time my friends go is if I'm working, and they usually leave at like 4 a.m. And so it's like I'll have to work, and then they're already gone at 4 in the morning. So it's tough. But I'll fish if the opportunity's there for sure. I'm terrible at it.
Salmon fishing when I go out there.
Yeah, hell yeah, you do.
Pretty sure we still bought the airline tickets. And we're going, well, I don't know if it's open now. I don't know about state parks, but what was that one lake we were going to go to with the falls? Some long-ass Native American.
There's a million of those.
Maybe?
Sorry, what?
Maybe that's what it was. Snoqualmie?
Oh, well, Snoqualmie Falls is... that's where the waterfalls are. And that's where they filmed Twin Peaks, too. Is right
really?
over there.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Well,
they filmed the whole thing there?
But yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, the lodge, I don't know if you watched it, but the lodge is that building that's right on top. That's Snoqualmie Falls underneath it, yeah.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know that. I haven't watched it, but that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it's all, if you go to Carnation, they don't let you forget. I mean, there's nothing else to do in Carnation, but North Bend or whichever one is Carnation. I think.
Yeah, my mom lives in North Bend.
Yeah,
and they've got a nice spot out there. It's a nice little area out there. I like it. It's kind of weird though, because you'll have like these giant houses in these cul-de-sacs, and then you look across the street and there's like a double wide. Yeah. There's like a double wide trailer. Yeah. And it's like that double wide's been there for like decades because it's all like fucking mossy and green and shit. And so it's like you've got these people who have been living in North Bend for decades in their double wide, just happy as can be because it's a nice little town. It's not expensive out there. It's a nice spot, and then you look across the street and you've got these freaking mansions. It's like, what is going on here? But it's
like
pretty
when
funny.
when you go to like Leavenworth and you drive through the nice parts like Gold Bar and stuff, and then you stop in Skycomish because you really got to pee, and you're like, is this entire town made of trailers?
I like how you called Gold Bar a nice town.
Whatever.
There's nothing in Gold Bar.
Skycomish.
No, I don't think so, man.
No,
I don't
whatever.
think so. There's nothing in Gold Bar except like there's one ski shop that you can hit,
There you go.
and then a gas station that when you go in there to use the bathroom, the fucking clerk tells you to leave. It's like
What?
we were going up to Leavenworth like
Yeah.
a few years ago, and we stopped in there for like some Gatorade and something for when we got to the house that we were going to, we could actually start drinking. So we picked up like Gatorade, we picked up some soda. When we were checking out, we were like, hey, do you have a bathroom that we can use? And the guy literally just told us, yeah. He's like, get out.
Get out. Damn.
I'm like, what? So then we went to a gas station down the street. We got out. We bought sunflower seeds. We bought our drinks again because we didn't buy them at the last place. And then we asked him for the bathroom, and the guy goes, "Yeah, sure, you could use it." And I opened the door to the bathroom, and there's just like a busted ass toilet. With like there's a toilet brush next to it, but there's like poop splatter all over the back of it, and then you look behind the toilet, and there's a spoon. There's like a burnt spoon, and I'm like, yeah, I think we got to get out of Gold Bar. I think it's time to get out of this. But we all took pictures with the poop splattered toilet and the spoon. I don't know. I don't know who has it. I don't know who had the photos, but they're out there.
Oh, geez.
They're in somebody's cloud. I haven't been to Leavenworth in a couple of years. I'd like to go back.
It's nice, man. All that German food.
That's pretty good.
That town that had the Twilight B&B.
No,
that you went to, Joe?
that was Forks. The other direction.
Oh, wow.
Forks is in the rainforest. Leavenworth is a Bavarian mountain town in Washington State.
Wow. Real smorgasbord of nationalities and things to do in Washington.
Yeah, there's a lot of different.
It wasn't a Twilight B&B. There was 2 rooms left in the inn, and one of them was Twilight themed. So that's the one we picked. Because the Airbnb we wanted to stay on was just some like
chicken farm
with like a open barn. I was like, what the fuck? Oh yeah, we're not doing that anymore. I'm like, we have a reservation. Like, oh shit. God damn it, Travis. I told you to stop doing that. Okay, I just got to clean all my stuff out of your room. I'm like, we're not staying here. Jesus.
I'll sleep in the stall with the horses.
Yeah.
Man, good times. That's Washington for you. A lot of weird shit here.
Yeah.
But
it's pretty weird in Jersey too. I mean, there's like Central Jersey, which is normal. Then there's North Jersey, which is like closer to living in New York City. You know, it's more hustle and bustle. And then South Jersey is like, once you get past one of the exits on the Parkway, it turns into like you just cross the Mason-Dixon line. You know, and it's like real southern down there.
What if Pine Trees, but only? That's South Jersey, man.
Washington is so weird. It's like, you know, you've got Seattle and you've got Bellevue and you've got like all the nice, you know, big city places, and then you go over the pass, and the second you cross out of those mountains, you're in like Montana Part 2.
Yeah, I mean, that's people don't realize that 80% of the state is desert.
Yeah, Montana light, man. Yeah. It's like it's crazy.
I remember when I don't know, it was like 4 years ago that we went there, and we're flying over, and it's just like lush green mountains and forests everywhere, and it's like, whoa, this is wild. Mm-hmm. You know, usually when I fly into someplace, it's like an island for vacation, or like you're coming back to Newark, and it's like, oh, look, all the smog and homeless people and crap.
Yeah, don't worry, we've got our fair share of homeless people here too. Punching my fucking mirror off.
I'm still mad about that. I'm still salty about that.
Well, yeah, because my mirror's taped on by a thread. My mirror's hanging on by a thread.
Apparently, there's two apparently homeless people in my neighborhood casing houses to rob, so that's nice.
Oh, sweet.
My next door neighbor posted a screenshot on Nextdoor of her of a Ring doorbell at like midnight. Like, this guy keeps coming around our house. I don't fucking know him. And other people are like, "Yep, I know that guy." He comes around my house too.
spooky.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
That's spooky. Don't leave your windows open.
Good thing my front door is a solid piece of glass. That's pretty cool.
Jeez. I think I would do like, you ever see the people in Alaska when it's like polar bear mating season? So they just take like planks of wood and nail a bunch of nails into them and then flip it over and put it on their steps. If bears get too close, they'll step on it and they'll be like, ah! I think I'd probably do something like that. Safety, you know?
Yeah, man. My door or my bedroom is like right next to the front door. And we have Benji who sleeps in the room with us.
Is that a
He'll
dog
hear,
or a person?
yeah, he's a dog.
This is a friend.
He's the big old golden doodle guard dog of the house. And I'll be dead asleep and I'll wake up to him barking, like his deep bark, like there's somebody like trying to get into the house, and it scares the hell out of me. I wake up and I'm like ready to confront somebody outside who's like digging in my car or some shit. I'm like, this is it. This is the time. Benji barked. I'm going to open these blinds and there's going to be a group of people here.
A group of them. Whoa.
I'm not worried about it. This neighborhood's pretty nice. I'm also packing decent heat in this house. This house is like fucking Fort Knox.
Yeah, I feel like gun laws and stuff would be strict in the Seattle area.
They're not necessarily so.
They're really not that bad. Yeah.
They're not strict, but the thing is about like Seattle, buying a gun in Seattle, there's no point. There's no reason to it because you're paying more in taxes for the gun than you are paying for the gun itself. So it's going to be like, for like a $500 handgun, you're paying like $1,200. And it's like, you know what? Fuck this. So you go out to like towns like, Gold Bar or Shelton, you hit one of their gun stores and you can actually get, decent stuff. Or you go to the gun shows that happen in the hockey stadium in Everett. That's where you can usually get your, because you go there, you find a handgun, you tell them you want it, they background check you. And they background check you and they make you, they just kind of send you home with a confirmation of a background check. And then in like 2 weeks, they'll give you a call and be like, oh, your background check came. We have your gun at our shop. We can mail it to you or you can come pick it up however you want. And so you buy the gun there, but you get background checked. And if you don't pass your background check, you obviously can't get it. But yeah, I'm still looking for a new one. I have my eyes on a 1911, so I'm pretty excited about that. Once my tax return comes back in.
Did you get your Trump?
What about your stimulus? Yeah,
I did. I got my Trump bucks.
There's no better cause for Trump bucks than buying a piece, right?
That's right.
I got to buy a bunch of bleach so I can drink it and then go outside, right?
Bleach, a pistol, and a cross. There you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna go out there and
Oh man,
I'm gonna put some Lysol in my coffee.
Oof.
But yeah, man, I love not living in Seattle. I love living on the outside of a lot nicer. As a long time Seattleite who lived in, different places in Seattle, I definitely got tired of I think the idea of driving a distance that should take 10 minutes and spending 45 minutes in the car is just not my idea. Nah, son, I don't take the bus.
See, you're the problem. That's why it takes 45 minutes, because people like you don't take the bus.
It's true, but at least I have music in my car. I've got my music.
That's
I've
what
got my.
headphones are for.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hey, I mean,
I
I
don't
could
go
put.
anywhere without music.
I could put headphones on in the car and get pulled over. You know, it's all in good fun.
I mean,
I always find it crazy when you see people driving with like gamer headphones on because they have to talk on the phone. So they're driving
So they
down the
have, like,
That's funny.
so they have like
Yeah.
gamer headsets on.
can't get one of those like earpieces or whatever. That
Somebody's in
Yeah.
traffic. Somebody's in traffic with like fucking turtle beaches. It's like, what are you doing? What the hell is going on in that car?
God, are you all wearing your gamer headsets right now? You dorks.
Yeah.
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 Well,
They got a Bluetooth set that I really like, but they just don't. They don't connect to Discord for some reason. I don't know why.
weird.
Yeah, it's really obnoxious.
You can choose the device that you're using in the setting.
Yeah, no, I've done all that. I've switched them
Oh.
all, even in through Windows and everything, and it's still just.
Oh, wow.
It will. I think it recognizes it for voice, but the sound doesn't go through it.
Oh.
It's really
Weird.
bizarre.
That's too bad.
I got these when I bought the collector's edition of Star Wars: The Old Republic MMO.
Wow, that's the blasphemy.
Yeah, they got. I don't know if you can see it, but they got like a little Republic symbol on the side.
Oh, okay. But they were just hexagonal.
Yeah. Oh, they come off actually.
Oh, very nice.
And then it like lights up. You could change the lighting
Oh,
thing on it. It's made by Razer, so it's like a $20 product that costs $300 kind of thing. You know.
Yep.
oh man. Oh man. All right, we got anything else
Yeah,
to
I've had
talk
this
about?
headset for like, I want to say 5 years now. It's just a solid headset. It's HyperX something. HyperX Cloud or some shit.
I should get one headset.
I got these
teaching
ones and they
online.
work really well with with COD, so I don't need to upgrade anytime soon, which is good.
All you need them for.
Yeah, I can't wear earbuds. They always fall out of my ear.
I could do that. They hurt my ear.
Smaller ears. You gotta get the padded ones, man. Like these kind. See, lovely little.
Like you've got.
Oh, yeah,
yeah.
got
They'll
those,
they'll
dude.
fall right out.
Those ones.
Yeah, those ones fall out of my ears.
You guys need smaller ear holes, man.
Maybe I should just
Genetically
put my hair in there like yours.
Like a massive fucking ear hole.
Puts his in and then Joe puts his headphones in and then tucks some hair in there too. Keep it in
Yeah,
place.
I pat it with the hair. Oh, jeez.
Oh man,
What's your tree in the background, Joe? What's your
What,
tree
the-
painting?
It's a tapestry or whatever.
Yeah, is it like family tree, names on it, or
No, it's
just
just a tree.
art?
It's just a tree. With my record player, my women's soccer trophy, my
You
controller
played women's
graveyard
soccer?
over there. No, I bought a trophy. It was for when I used to do trivia on the Beefy Boys, and I found it at the Goodwill. It was like $2. I'm like, okay, it's a women's soccer player. I'm like,
That's
okay.
Nice.
that'll be able to. We should bring back for remote.
We should
Some
bring it
trivia?
back.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
Bring up some trivia again.
Yeah. I'm so busy though. I've been working 6 day weeks. I ain't got time to build quizzes for you. Christian, what's a chocobo?
it's a giant chicken.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can wield a giant chicken.
You can't
Wielding a
wield it.
chocobo.
Okay. You ride it.
I mean,
So as
technically,
to
in
so as
Final
to
Fantasy
know-
VII remake.
as to no surprise, I forgot to buy Assassin's Creed, so I'm pretty bummed about that. I have to wait for it to go back on sale.
There's a big sale on the PlayStation Network right now, but that's all Japanese games.
Yeah, there's like a
sale.
Xbox is doing a non-Halloween sale. It's fucking weird. It's
That's
like
weird,
indie horror games, and then like big horror games are all like 80% off, right? But it's like the non-Halloween sale. I'm like, it's weird.
I can't play horror games. I tried to play Resident Evil 2 Remake. It was way too gory for me. I had to turn it off.
Too gory?
Way too
Come
gory.
on, man.
Yeah.
But you're getting into a Resident Evil game. How do you not expect? How do you not expect
Extra
that?
gory, man. Like, so gory.
Yeah, they just put
chopped
out
the guy in half with like a security door, and then the camera just lingers on his intestines for like 2 seconds. It's like, oh my, stop!
Gore doesn't bother me none. I'm down with it. Down with it in video games and in movies.
It was too much.
Just I watched Dawn of the Dead remake yesterday. That's some good shit.
Oh.
I'm actually surprised it still holds up. Still holds up really well. I think like the next horror movie I'm going to watch to see if it still holds its own is 28 Days Later, which I'm sure it does. But I just remember back when that movie came out, it already looked old when it came out. So I wonder how it's going to look watching it now. I haven't seen it. I haven't watched it in like 12 years. So we'll see how it goes.
Is that the one where it's like a post-apocalyptic sort of thing? 28 days after the big event kind of deal?
Yeah, he wakes up and everything is toast. And there's still like the rage zombies running about.
They're not zombies. They're infected with rage or whatever.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
And then the second one is 28 weeks later. So it's more of like the virus is almost dead, but all it takes is one mistake, and it comes right back. So it's pretty crazy. Those movies are pretty good. I'm excited. Oh shit! Oh, I've got fucking check this out. I've got like 2 TVs in this fucking bedroom or in this room. There's one on the ground there next to the cowboy hat, and there's that wrapped in fucking plastic, and so fucking TVs all over the place. Because they're going in our shed. We're going to be putting them in our shed, and so it's just kind of like waiting for that drywall to go up. We're going to be putting them in there. And crazy.
I thought your shed didn't have enough electricity run to it or whatever.
No, it got rewired. So our shed was rewired, and it's back at it now.
You gonna put a lock on the door so you don't get robbed?
There's already. You can lock that shed up.
Some homeless dude sleeping in there, right?
Steals all your TVs. Yeah. Get out of here. Watch out for rats.
To TV.
Man.
I'm surprised that no rodents have gotten in there. I was cleaning it out like the other day, and I found a Doritos bag like tucked in the corner, and I'm like, there is 100% going to be a rodent in this bag.
Oh, nasty.
Did I tell you?
But it was empty. It was empty.
I was cleaning out the bamboo last year, I found a Tupperware full of ammunition. Bullets that were like this long, pointed tips. I'm like, what? This is like machine gun ammo. Like, what the hell? What do you do with this stuff?
Where's this bamboo from, Nom?
Right?
Specially imported.
Yeah. Dug it up, moved it over. All right. I think we should wrap this up.
Tim, you should join us more.
Sure. You guys always do it on Sundays?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Sunday fun days.
You guys should get Mark back on, too. He's a funny dude.
Oh, we haven't had Mark on for a while.
Yeah, we have.
Does he have, like, internet, Discord capabilities and all that?
I would hope
I'm
so.
I'm sure he does. Is he?
Yeah, you can put it on your phone, so yeah, why not?
Yeah.
It would be fun to get Mark back on. We haven't had him on. I haven't seen Mark in like almost a month and a half. So it's been a while since I've heard his voice in person and on the Beef Boys. Oh man. Oh shit! Did everybody cut out? I can't hear anybody.
No?
No, we're here.
No, we're just quiet,
Oh.
I guess.
Yeah.
We're all really deep into this Final Fantasy game right now. Chocobo racing, you know?
Vito's playing Final Fantasy. Tim's playing World of Warcraft.
Oh, you're playing World of Warcraft?
Classic.
Yeah, I
Nice.
started playing when Classic came back out. I was like, let me just try it. And then it's like
Now you're hooked.
consuming me. Yeah, big time.
Vito got
Never
into that
played.
for a minute, but right, Vito?
Yeah, I didn't really get into Classic. It was too much grinding. I couldn't hold my attention.
Yeah.
And I didn't have anyone like at the time to play with, and I feel like that's the biggest part that like keeps you in that game. Usually.
Yeah, definitely. I started playing. I was like, well, I'll just play it like a couple of nights a week, and just for the nostalgia. And then now it's like it's not that everything's easier. It's just that there's more information out there. So
For sure. And add-ons.
yeah, add-ons, and you know it from the past. I guess just being a better gamer. So like all the raids that I wasn't able to do when it first came out, like Blackwing Lair. It's like now we're kicking butt in Blackwing Lair, and it's like, whoa, this is awesome. I never got to see this in the originally, so now I can.
Yeah, and for me, another thing too is like after playing like a Demon Hunter, I don't really want to play anything else because it's so fast paced and like exciting to play.
Yeah, there was a good like 20 levels of playing a hunter that were really dead and stale, and I was considering quitting, but then I got my hunter up to 60 and geared up, and now he's like fucking awesome. So.
For sure.
You have to worry about like ammunition for your bow when you're a hunter. That seems like
Yeah.
a pain.
Yeah, that and the pet pathing is just
Bad.
Yeah, like if I jump off of like a foot high cliff, then instead of my pet jumping with me, it has to like run around the entire dungeon and pull everything with it on its way and murder the entire group.
Oh man,
That's funny.
that's dumb.
Are you excited for Shadowlands at all?
Now, I don't think I would ever go back to retail. It was too casual.
I get that.
I've tried playing Final Fantasy too a couple of times, and it's
Final Fantasy is so good.
I don't know. I think it was too overwhelming at first. There was so much.
I get that. It's very much like there's a lot of stuff to do. But like less of it. So like there's not as many rules in the game, but there's like so many other different. But yeah, it's really good, and I would say the story is really good. So it's like, especially like if you were gonna come back, I'd actually wait till 5. Because they're remaking the patch content between ARR and Heavensward, which is like the main pain point for new players.
It's so
is
boring.
because it's really boring and takes a long time. So they're remaking it, cutting a lot of stuff out from back then. So I would probably come back then if you haven't gotten past that part yet.
Yeah, I what was the last MMO I played? I think it was like Aeon, the like flying one.
Oh yeah.
That was the last MMO I played, and that was like back in the still sort of heydays of MMOs, and then they all kind of died, and in between then and now, I was just looking for like something else to fill that void. So I played Overwatch for a while, but nothing. I don't know, nothing fills that vacuum like an MMO does.
I was the same way.
Building up your character.
I played Legion though in WoW, and that was really good. And then I played BFA, and it was good to start because like the story was cool, the zones were cool. But then like as soon as I got max level, I was like, the game actually isn't that good. I don't really want to level my alts because it sucks. And so, but I almost have 2,000 hours on my character on Final Fantasy, and I started playing last January.
Shit.
Yeah,
I looked yesterday. Oh man, it'd be impossible. It'd be impossible. I mean, like I could play RPGs. You know,
Yeah.
I could play like Fallout or any of that shit, like Far Cry. But it has to just be action. It's got to be like action packed, guns, explosions.
Witcher though, so I think it has to be a game for you.
There
would
needs
have
to
to be
shooting.
Fast-paced shooting. Yeah.
But it can't be like too sci-fi or fantasy. It needs to be like very boring military.
I don't have a problem. I don't have a problem with sci-fi. Sci-fi, action stuff like that. I played the first one, and I can't really remember too much about it, but I never really got into it. But I really liked Outer Worlds for a while.
Yeah.
Then I got stuck. And just couldn't. Once I got stuck and could figure out how to get out of it, I just put myself in. I put myself in a position where I was just like completely fucked. 0 bullets, and then every planet I went to like kind of restock up on had like giant robots that would kill me in like 3 shots. So I was like, well, this is a tough situation. I know I did something. But
pretty sure you can buy it on your ship.
Probably. I can't. But the game was fun. I liked it.
So my takeaway from this is that Joe needs to start playing Final Fantasy 14 again, so that Tim can play with both of us.
Yeah, but you guys would probably play on a West Coast server though, which would be shitty ping time and lag for me. Is.
Our FC is all based in like Ohio or whatever, somewhere in the middle, right? Is that this one?
They're like the East Coast, I think.
Yeah.
It's you know what time it is? It's time for you guys to download.
But they
Warzone,
stay up really late, so it works well for me because they stay up till like 10, midnight or something. So rate time is like at a reasonable hour for me.
You can always tell like the sweet spots of servers on Call of Duty Warzone. That's like the perfect time to play is like Saturday morning, because all the kids who are not doing their weekly and shit like that are hopping on at 10 a.m. But then they also got sweaty dorks like me who are logging on at the same time. It's weird because when we play on the weekends, we call it a double shift. We have a double shift because we have like a team that'll get on.
Oh, you cut out again.
Then we won't, and then we'll. What part did I cut out at?
Yeah, I think 14 is mostly adults because the time that tends to be the most the most people on is like after 5 o'clock.
Yeah,
and also Friday, Saturday.
Full priced MMO with a subscription. So.
Yeah. That doesn't stop a bunch of kids from playing WoW though.
But
my favorite part about
what?
WoW's free to level 60 or whatever.
No.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe it is now, but in order to actually play the game, you still have to pay for everything. I mean, Final Fantasy is free to level 30, so.
Is it? Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah. That's just a trial.
I know. It also doesn't take very long.
My favorite part about Warzone is when you kill somebody, you get like a snippet, like a 3-second snippet of their microphone.
Oh.
And so when you when you kill somebody, you can hear them like they just lose their minds, dude. People, it's crazy how pissed off people get like when they die in video games. It blows me away.
Those games always have the most toxic communities. It's always the 12-year-old kids calling you every racial slur
But you know what's crazy though? It's like you'll get a few of them. Like I said, in the morning time on like Saturday, you'll get like the Saturday morning special where you could rack up like 12 kills in a war zone, and you get to slaughter a bunch of people, but then like come around the afternoon, I don't ever hear any kids over any comms or anything. So it's just like
how many people is it?
150.
150. And is it squads only or solos or what?
They have solos, they've got trios, and they have squads. And squads are 4 players.
150 doesn't divide by 4 though. So how does that work?
It goes to one. I think for squads it goes to 140 something.
148. Okay.
Yeah, I think it's 148 for squads. But then trios is 150, solos is 150.
So it's like playing Fortnite basically.
But without
without the building and without the color, like the colorful.
Christian doesn't want any color.
Cartoony.
No style allowed.
He's got to look like a Chechen terrorist, right?
I actually have a cowboy. My character is a cowboy.
How's the character customizer? Is it good?
You can unlock everything just by playing. You don't have to. You can buy it or you can unlock it by playing.
When I played the Division 2,
surprisingly not all that.
I played the Division 2 for like 20 minutes, but I made my character look like a lesbian soccer mom. So she's wearing flannel and she has frizzy red hair, but she's like, was holding like an AR-15. Like, okay.
Yeah, there's a couple different. Like there's like that Russian gangster dude with no shirt on. That's like a character that you can play as. Okay. And so it's like when you're jumping out of the plane and you're parachuting, you just see like 10 dudes who are just shirtless. And you're like, it just looks so dumb. But it cracks me up. And like you've got like the big Russian Spetsnaz guy with the tank tops, and you're like, I'll change his outfit. You go to change his outfit, and it's just like 5 different colors of tank tops.
How many Adidas?
It's like, can this guy wear something else other than tank tops?
How many Adidas tracksuits are available if it's all Russian gangsters, man?
There is the character that plays shirtless. He's got a trio of like tracksuits. Nice. He's got like a red one, a blue one, a green one, and Claude plays with the red jumpsuit. And I think he said yesterday that the red outfit is getting him killed a lot more often because he's just like a giant target.
Isn't Claude like a Chechen terrorist IRL? Just like relocated to America?
Oh, he's a vampire.
He's a vampire, yeah.
From Romania, and you never see him.
Oh. I thought he was
sleeps.
like Claude cocktail.
I used to run into him on the bus because he lives in the house.
That's a great name. That's a great nickname. Claude cocktail. Oh man. But yeah, he sleeps in his closet upside down.
Hanging like a bat.
Hanging upside down, and
he's got that Wuhan.
His room is very cold. He's got the Wuhan. Yeah. He's got the Wuhan vibe going on.
Colin said he used to come home and Claude would just be sitting in the living room in the dark with all the lights out, whittling something with his knife out of wood.
How can you see what it is if it's dark?
That is a good question.
I remember I stayed over at that house once. That house just always... It's so spooky.
With the
like when you're,
house? Yeah.
It's so spooky in there. And then I'm trying to sleep, and there's just like Claude's whittled heads, the wood heads that he carved. And when I woke up in the morning, I'm like, dude, I could not sleep last night because I was getting fucking stared at by all your wooden heads with tinfoil hats on. And he said, I'm sorry that my faces intimidate you. I'm like, what the fuck? I'm like, dude, it's scary. This house is spooky. Oh, geez. Well, speaking of Claude, I should probably hop off and go help with this shed.
Oh, he's over there building?
Yeah,
he lives there. They live
building a fort. Yeah, we live
I thought it was like together. Kristen and is it Haley?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, me, Haley, and Claude. Mm-hmm. Our house is like a fucking compound now. I was thinking about it. I'm like, everybody in the group like is looking forward to this ban being lifted so that they could come over, like pretty much to spend all their time here. I'm like, you know what this feels like? I feel like I'm fucking David Koresh, Mexican David Koresh.
How long? Because you're only there till your brother moves in, right? Is that correct?
It's been kind of a change of plans, so we're here for. Because originally it was going to be like a short-term thing, but then it was more like there's no point in doing that if my brother can just buy another property, which he's probably going to end up doing.
Damn.
So
crazy,
is it like a common Seattleite thing to like your loved one, and then just have some rando live in the house too? You have a guy living under your stairs.
That's a rude way to refer to Haley, because Claude is Christian's loved one, of course.
Oh,
it's not fairly uncommon to have a house full of roommates.
Yeah,
especially just because it's expensive. So, but
it reminds me of that '80s movie with Val Kilmer. Was it like Real Genius? And like the original genius of the whatever MIT they were going to lived under the stairs or like in the closet. Did you ever see that movie? Yeah, I forget what his name was, but he was like the original genius, but he was too smart, so he went crazy. And then they see him like sneak in their dorm room every night, and he walks in the closet and disappears. And it turns out there's like a hidden elevator there.
Fancy.
It's a good movie. It's a classic '80s movie.
Yeah. Before I moved in here with Ara, I had 6 roommates in my last apartment. So,
jeez, all dudes?
No, it was a mix.
Yeah, man.
Here he lives in the basement.
Yeah, that's why I said that before.
Our house is the
Brad.
Our house is like the community house, the community center. Fucking everybody's contributing work here. I fucking come home. I come home from work, and there's 2 of my buddies in the backyard building a horseshoe pit. I'm like, sweet. Like, we got horseshoes now.
I know. Is your brother giving you a break on rent or paying you for all this free upgrades you're doing in his house?
I mean, he pays for all the projects, and so it's pretty much easy work. It's pretty easy work,
Free labor.
But at least he pays for it, and then he busts his ass here too. He works on all the projects as well, so at least he's working on it. And our house is gonna be like fucking nuts. As soon as this fucking ban gets lifted, there's gonna be more people here than at a Seahawks.
Oh, 100,000 people in your house?
Wow. It's going to look like fucking Jerry World.
I have another question, Christian. Do you know any roofers who are trustworthy? Because there's a leak in my bathroom that's driving me nuts.
You say what?
I said, do you know any roofers? Because I think my roof is leaking.
Roofers? Mm-hmm. I don't. Since it's the off season, most of the roofers are in jail. It's usually like.
Sorry, did you say they're in jail?
Yeah, it's roofer off season.
So they go back to their home prison?
They just go right back to jail.
Oh my god.
But I don't know of any roofers, unfortunately. Otherwise, I'd say if you can find the leak, what you'd have to do is just go up there and rip off the shingles, patch it, and then put new shingles on.
Yeah.
It sucks. It sucks ass.
That's why I want to pay somebody to do it.
Yeah.
But it's most likely going to be a situation where they go up there and then they come back down like 10 minutes later and they're like, yeah, you need a new roof.
Yeah, I figured as much.
Oh.
It's going to be, you're getting a new. I mean, there's a few different places like, there's a roofing company that I used to load up for at Home Depot. I can try to get you their number or something. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know. I'll take a look.
I know no one likes to do exterior work for another 6 weeks or so because it's too rainy. But
Yeah, this is a rough time. Like,
this is when I notice it, because the leak only happens when it's fucking pouring.
yeah, as long as you've got nothing leaking in your basement, at least your foundation's
It's actually
good.
very convenient because the drip drops right into the tub. So of all the places that
Oh,
can
nice.
leak,
Yeah,
that's the
fine, man.
one. Except sometimes you're taking a shower when it's raining and you get a really cold drop of water on your head.
Oh, like right on the back of your neck. Oh.
It's like the house is giving you a
just,
kiss.
Yeah, I have to check the weather before I can bathe, basically.
Shit, that's funny. Oh, good times. Well, you guys, I'll probably be on next week. It's a maybe because I'm going to be out of town. So
Okay.
just let me check in the morning. Check in with. We'll see if I can scrape myself off the floor, and get up and record.
Word.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Let's
I
do
have to
this
figure out
again
what to do
sometime. This is
recently. I
fun.
started and finished Uncharted 1 yesterday, so
Oh.
okay, that didn't take long.
You know, I never played those games, but I bought what's the
They're
most recent
fun.
one? 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, like when it first came out, and it was like on sale, and it was a really good game. It was
They're
It was a
fun.
really good story.
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's what I
Gameplay
thought.
was pretty good, but the
It's
story
weird.
was really
It's
good.
especially weird going back to Uncharted 1 after playing the Final Fantasy VII Remake, because the Final Fantasy VII Remake looks so good. And Uncharted 1's from like 2009, so it looks like garbage. Everyone looks like they're
Yeah.
made of clay.
Yeah.
Even my wife was like, that ocean is a repeating pattern of a grid pattern. I can see it. I'm like, see, if you can see that, that's bad. Ugh.
Yeah, back in the day, that game was the shit. That
know.
game looked so pretty.
The first
Well,
one's
all right, guys. I'm off to go do some manual labor. I'll
Well, thanks
I'll
for
see you
coming.
guys.
Mexican.
like a
Super-
like the
Mexican.
true Mexican, like the true Mexican I am.
That's right. Grab yourself a cold Modelo when you're done.
Not Corona.
We all fucking
Oh,
yeah. Grab a cold Modelo, Tecate. All right, fellas. Adios,
Christian. See you.
Tim. It's good. It's good speaking to you.
You too, man. I'll probably see you when we come out in, I think it's August.
Hell yeah, you'll see me. I'll be here. You'll come here and you'll play horseshoes and shuffleboard.
Oh,
Oh, shuffleboard. Oh,
We've got it all. We've
you gotta
got it
do
all.
Our cook-off, our versus Tim. You two are the
Ugh.
judges.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. Give me some decent judges this time. No more bias.
Tim's convinced he keeps losing because of bias.
Well, the first time I cooked, and Ara cooked chicken and I cooked pork, and when it came out, like Joe's mom, sister, and I think even my wife were like,
Oh fuck!
you know,
No,
Damn.
I didn't hear what you said. My criticism was your pork was cooked perfectly, but your side dishes were too bland. My mom was the one who was like, I just don't like pork. I'm like, you're bad at this, Mom.
yeah, you shouldn't be judging. So I can never cook your mom a steak because I know she doesn't
I
eat
know.
red
It
meat.
was like only chicken breast.
Yeah.
Jeez, the least interesting protein.
the shittiest protein. Yeah.
I'm excited. All right, guys, have a good one.
Later.
Later, bud. Stay
Yeah,
beefy.
we should wrap up. It's been
Always
90 minutes.
beefy.
This has been it. Thank you for stopping. I can't even remember how I close this fucking thing. Whatever. See you, knuckleheads, next week.